Okay, yes. Really pleased with the effort and the fight of our team. Same script, just not mature enough right now to execute for an extended period of time against a really good team. Remind me a little bit of the Arizona State game, where we were in a position at halftime, I felt, to really make a move in the second half. The stage was set. We're just not good enough yet. That's my responsibility. We're not good enough yet to go perform against a team like that for the entire game and go win the game. And that's the reality of that. That's the truth. The first half we hung by a thread because we actually got off the field twice, right? We had the interception. We stopped them on 4th and 1. So we were able to hang in there. It was 17-14 at halftime. Offensively, we've come a long way. To be able to run the dive up in there as much as we ran the dive up in there. When you think back to last year, we couldn't gain an inch up in there. So there were a lot of positives. There really were. A lot of positives in this game. I hope people can see through that and see that. A lot of positives. That's the same team that did what they did to us last year up there in Fresno. We were certainly in a position to win the game. And we didn't because we're not mature enough. I think right now, being just brutally honest, the game is too fast for us on defense. You saw a lot of substitution errors. You saw a lot of things that it just happens too fast for us. It happens too fast for us. And there's only one way to rectify that, and that's to keep doing what you're doing, keep getting better, keep closing the gap, keep executing, and end up with some seasoned guys so we can go win a game like this. That's what it is. That's what it is. We've got to keep going. We've got to keep going. Develop more players that can go take advantage of the opportunity and win a game like this on a stage like that against the two-time defending champion in this league, right? That's what it is. So, some bright spots. There were plenty of bright spots. Crusoe Gongbe hit that ball up in there hard. We had 4 starters out on offense. Johnny Visciano, Cole Gauchi, Carlos Wiggins, and actually Terrion Gibson, who actually is our starting tailback. So we played without 4 players, pretty similar to what we went up there last year. But we were able to survive that. I thought our offensive line did an outstanding job. Really. They did a heck of a job. I thought Lamar Jordan did some good things, not all good. He went a little crazy there for a little while, kind of did some things on his own. I'll tell you a big play in the game. The big play in the game was the 4th and 1 when we didn't convert. And that ball should have been handed. If we kick the field goal, we go up by 6 points. I knew 6-point lead was no different than a 3-point lead to me, to be quite honest. I knew we needed more points to score to win that game in the second half. But the 4th and 1, not making it down there when we had some momentum. And they came back and scored on about the next 2 drives. And, I think it's one thing I think that's pretty telling. When a team beats you 69-28 last year and they need to fake a field goal late in the game and they need to throw the ball 50 yards down the field on the last series to try to get the 40 on you, I guess you've made some progress. And our turn will come. Our turn will come. So we'll just keep plugging, keep working. There's a lot of positives. Right now it doesn't particularly feel like it because I know how hard we worked to put ourselves in a situation to win a game like this. But, it doesn't come easy. You got to go earn it. Kenny Okonkwo, a young freshman defensive lineman, come in there and played. I think he's going to be a player for us before it's all done. But just way too many mistakes. I can't even begin to tell you how many mistakes. And it's happening way too fast for us defensively. And we've got to coach better. Okay? What do we have, Rick?
As we talked about in modern day college football, nobody stops anybody almost.
Seems that way.
You can ask any defense is to get some turnovers and get a few stops, and that did happen.
Yeah.
Because the offense just didn't consistently take advantage.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You sit and watch those games last night. Arizona State gives up 62 to UCLA. You watch Texas Tech, Oklahoma State. I mean, it's a track meet. Both teams close to 600 yards. Arizona State had 650 last night on UCLA, but turned the ball over. We see what college football is, but we are nowhere near what we will be on defense. We are nowhere near it. Just trust me. We're nowhere near. We've got enough to do it. But yeah, we didn't consistently do enough things on offense. We had a wheel ride open to Reese White there late in the game. It might be a touchdown, and Lamar overthrew him. We didn't make the 4th and 1. So I mean, that's potentially 2 more touchdowns right there. But you're right. We hung off the cliff. We got off the field a couple times on defense. What do we have? 3 turnovers, I think, on defense. Right? Is that right? 2 or 3? 2 interceptions. So yeah, I mean, the stage was set. The stage was set. We're just not, we're not seasoned enough. We're not seasoned enough yet to do it against a team that physical and big and that good. And that's what's frustrating. But it's, it's getting closer, I think.
Coach, you said defensively things are happening too fast right now. What do you guys do as a coaching staff to maybe slow things down on that side of the ball, especially when teams are trying to push the pace against you?
Well, there's a couple things that are embarrassing. When you have to use timeouts like we had to. They did a really good job of not substituting on offense. So when you don't substitute on offense, you can't substitute on defense unless you take the risk of just running guys out there. Because if they don't substitute, they can get up there and snap that ball as fast as they want to. And we tried to get nickel in the game a little bit. I.B. Brown went down early in the game. He was hurt, and that kind of got us off balance a little bit in some of our substitution things. We need to know when we can substitute and when we can't substitute, first of all. But, it's just, again, I mean, it's across the board. We have to do a better job coaching, and there's a lot of things without being too specific right now, to be honest, a lot of things.
Coach, the quarterback had a 45-yard run that just really seemed to damage you on that one.
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what happened. I don't have it. We had what we call a target check, where our outside linebacker is supposed to come and pinch right off that edge, and he didn't come. And his answer was he thought he heard a whistle blow. He's a great kid, one of the toughest. I mean, he's a great kid. He said he heard a whistle blow, and he didn't run the stunt, and the quarterback kept the ball and went 30 yards with it. That's the kind of mind-boggling things that happen. But I'm just telling you, with the way the tempo of offenses are going, bizarre things happen. Bizarre things happen because of fatigue and because of inexperience and again, that's exactly what happened. He didn't run a stunt that would have given us a tremendous opportunity to make a play. If I went through how many times guys didn't do what they were supposed to do, you'd be saying, what are they paying you for if you can't get guys to do what they're supposed to do? And it's the truth. But the tempo of things and the way college football is going, it's not just us. But I'm not going to give up until we get it right, because I know we can get it right. But that's exactly what happened. I can take you through every play. The big touchdown pass early. We've got a corner that's an older guy out here. They put trips into the boundary, and it's supposed to be a lock call where he just played man on the guy. He's playing zone. The kid just runs a touchdown pass on us. I mean, the amount of little busts like that is just we gotta tighten down even more. We gotta be more disciplined in every phase of everything we do, whether it's class attendance, whether it's sitting up straight in meetings, whether it's across the board. We have to be more disciplined in everything we do. Period. We've got to tighten the screws down. We've got to tighten the screws down. Because, I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to keep having guys play their butt off, but we can't execute well enough to win. And all I know to do is make it harder than it's ever been in every phase of everything they do. Just because that's what this game is now. So,
Coach, can you talk about the size of some of the players who got hurt? Isaiah Brown.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of guys injured tonight. I don't really know. Isaiah Brown pulled his hamstring. Brian Langford went out with the shoulder. It popped out. Obviously, we had 4 of them that didn't play. Yeah, I'm trying to think of, we had some other ones. Boatwright went out. Who? Devonzo went out but came back. He sucked it up and played pretty good. Yeah, we had a lot of little injuries in there. Maybe having the extra day will help us now as we get ready. We've been pretty smart. We've been pretty smart. The guys were redshirting. Aaron Jenkins is going to have surgery on his shoulder. Daniel Henry's going to have shoulder surgery. Yeah, we had some injuries.
What went into the decision to put in Jordan for Mitchum?
Clayton played 2 series. We felt like, for us to win, we got to run triple option. That's us right now. And just Lamar is a guy, when those lights come on, I think he's got a chance to be a pretty good one. He just, I hate to use the word gamer, but he is that. He just seems when the lights come on, he's got another gear to him. And, Clayton deserved to start just because of his body of work. He's done some really good things. I just think Lamar right now is seizing his opportunity. Really did some pretty good things.
Coach, you've seen what seemed like heated words with their coach. Can you elaborate on?
No, I just congratulated him, and just said, wished him well.
Injuries-wise, kind of back to that, how much is kind of the extra few days of preparation going to help get some of those guys healthy, and how do you put this behind you?
Yeah, well, we'll put it behind us because we're going to be in here tomorrow morning early, moving on. But I'll know more tomorrow about the injuries, to be honest. It's too early for me to say. Okay, guys? Thank you, guys.
Questions?
Lamar, you guys moved the ball well, especially in the first half, but there were some missed opportunities on offense. How much did those hurt you feel?
That first half, you're completely right. Move the ball whole time. Second half, we just had some missed opportunities. Defense gave us the ball right there in the red zone. We didn't convert 4th and short. I'd have to go back and watch the tape and really see what happened, but I know for a fact that, we were out there when we were playing hard as an offense, for sure. Effort was not questioned. We just have to, come in tomorrow and look at the tape and really, find out what happened.
What did you think of Jordan's performance today?
I'm always just proud of how Lamar performs every game. He goes out there with the confidence of a 5th-year senior, and that's what drives him. He's not afraid to make a mistake. He's not afraid to chase after those big plays, and he's just the type of guy that he pushes himself hard, and sometimes a little too hard, but he's the guy that will work hard, and he'll put himself out there for the team.
Coach said immaturity played a large role in the second half. What else do you see as opposed to proof confidence like that?
As far as just growing as a team, we have to figure out how to fight longer and harder. And we came out there playing really, really hard first half. We came out the locker room with a lot of energy too. We just got to learn that when one thing goes bad, there was still plenty of time. There was multiple times where we could have got the game right back in our hands, but we didn't. We just got to learn that there's going to be bad things that happen in the game, and you can't let it bring you down, bring you way down to where you can't execute anymore. And when we learn that, this team will be great.
Anything else for Lamar?
All right, thanks.
Dakota, Coach Davie was just talking about tempo. They didn't substitute, unlike Mexico State. How difficult was that for you guys?
It was a little difficult, but it still was a lot slower paced to me than New Mexico State a little bit. It was a little easier to get the calls in and adapt to the situation. But, I mean, they had some great players out there, and they wanted to keep them in the game.
You know, what in your mind, what was the biggest difference between the first half, you got a few stops in the second half, you just couldn't, get anything going on defense?
The effort was definitely there, and we just need to learn to finish and play consistent the whole game. We were playing great in the first half. We were making stops and doing our job, and just let a couple big plays hit us, and we just need to be able to play consistent the whole game.
Is it a matter of discipline? Because Coach kind of touched on it a little bit. It's just being disciplined in every facet.
Definitely. Discipline's a big thing. And to have a great defense, everyone needs to be disciplined. And we want guys out there that are going to play 100 miles per hour all the time and that want to be out there. And that's when you find those disciplined guys that will do the things they need to when it comes down to it. And this defense, I mean, you saw tonight we had some great stops, some great plays. We're there, and we just need to turn the corner now. And guys, we need to be more disciplined, and we just need to play consistent.
The pace of the game was pretty hectic. I mean, they had 87 snaps offensively. How much did that affect you guys?
It may have affected us a little bit, but like I said, it was a little slower pace. They kind of did that clapping thing before, so it kind of slowed it down, made it easier to catch our breath, and guys were able to basically just play the play, and we were able to get the calls a lot better than last week against New Mexico State, because New Mexico State was running a lot faster offense, I felt, and Fresno, they were going fast too, but it was easier, I think, for us to go out there and execute.
Coach Davie said, though, there are quite a few busts, so you don't feel like the pace accounted for that?
Yeah, I feel like the pace always is going to create some sort of bust on the defense. Guys not getting the call, maybe guys are seeing the wrong call, maybe just not getting lined up fast enough, and so they're not able to get in their gap. And that's really just on us, on the defense. We got to be able to go out there and execute no matter how fast they're playing. And we need to get the call, and we need to get lined up.
Anything else for Dakota?